In this video, I'm going to go over some different types of drawing sheets, the detailed view, the auxiliary view, the different views that you'll need. So go ahead and open up the drawing sheet. You can find it in the R drive. All right, I'm going to use a Block A drawing sheet. Okay, and remember to fill out the information at the bottom. You would click the plus, double click on the filled text, and you can fill that out. All right, remember the creation date. When you click on it, you have to go up here to the top right, go to project, and go to creation date to get today's date, and click apply to get that. So then, whenever you get done with that, click OK, and it'll fill in. Of course, you're going to have filled in the name. Your file name will automatically fill in, and the material should automatically fill in as well. This would be sheet 1. All right, so make sure you fill all that in. We're going to be using a 1-to-1 scale, probably on all of them. All right, so I'm going to click base. I'm going to go get the cow catcher because I'm just going to show you all this on one sheet, and I'm just going to use the cow catcher because I think that that would be the easiest one to use. All right, so my cow catcher. I'm going to click open. All right, so I need to place this in a multi-view format. So I'm going to click Change View Orientation. And you've done these before, so that's why I'm just kind of going through it. But I'm going to get my front view. I'm going to click Finish Custom View, so that way I know the way it's going to look and what I like. Also, there's so many hidden lines that are going to be happening on this, that for this one, I think just for cleanliness and putting those dimensions on there, I'm going to take those hidden lines off. So hidden line removed, and I don't want it colored. So I'm going to click this one in the bottom left. All right, so I left click, left click, left click, left click, right click, and create. And I do want this one colored, so I'm going to go back up, right click. I'm going to edit my view, and I'm going to go ahead and color it. Click OK. All right, so now there are some things that you can't see in the views that I've picked. So because of that, I need to go back and project some. So we're just going to start here on the left, project. I'm going to move this down because I need a view of the back. All right, so I'm going to project. Oops. I hit escape to make sure I don't have anything clicked at this moment. I'm going to click project. I'm going to click on the one I want, and I'm going to go up. I'm going to left click, right click, and create. Now I can get the dimensions of these right here. Okay. I also don't have the underneath. I need to be able to dimension that distance that we shelled it. Okay, so I'm going to hit project. I click the view I want to project. I'm going to go down, left click, right click, create. So this is just kind of how you can see the different views. Okay, make room for dimensions in there. All right, so the next one, so that's how we project. Of course, we can project any view. All right, we can project any view. We can project from here to get different views. You can project, like I said, anything. Now, auxiliary, we need to be able to mention this. I guess it's kind of, you can see it better here. We need to be able to get some dimensions on this view here. And so that's what we use auxiliary for. When we have an angled surface that we need to put dimensions on. So I'm going to click auxiliary. I'm going to pick the view that I want to select from. And I would like it to project this from this line here. All right. Of course, I could go any direction here, but this is the direction I need to go. And I'm just going to kind of slide it down a little farther. Now left click, right click. Oops, I'm sorry. Left click is all you needed. I'm used to left click and right click. But all right, so now I can put dimensions on this flat surface. All right, and kind of play with that because say I would have liked it better to maybe go from this one. All right, so what would that look different as? Right, basically looks the same. All right, so you can kind of play with that. And I can move this if I want, but it has to stay in line with it to get those. Right, another type of view is the section. Now you've already kind of learned on the section view how to do like just a straight line, right? Right click, continue, and being able to do, oh, that's weird, hold on. Section, I want this one. Somehow it selected the other one. Right click, continue, and then to be able to pull that off. All right, and be able to see it. So you've already learned how to do that one. But what we want to do instead is I want to show you how to do one of those little cutouts. All right, so we're going to click section. I want to cut it out from this one. I'm going to draw the line. This is, I think this particular one is on the wheel, right? But I just want to kind of cut it out right here. So I'm just drawing an L, and all I'm doing is left click. So I left clicked, I drove down, I left clicked, I came over and I left clicked. All right, now I'm going to right click and I'm going to continue. Now I can go whichever direction with this. I don't like any of these choices. So I'm going to hold down the control button. So now I'm pushing down the control button, and now I can move it wherever it is that I want it to be. Okay, so I want my arrows to be going in the direction that they are, and I'm just going to kind of put it over here. While my control button is still held down, I left click, and that's going to put it where I want it. This really isn't the view that I'm wanting to see. I actually want one that's cut out to where I can kind of see it at this view. So, and I would like it colored. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to edit my view, and I'm going to go ahead and color this now. All right, so now I want to do a projected of this view here. Let me try it again. Of course it's not working. It worked right before this. Of course it's not working now. So hold on. Let me go ahead and do my section. It always works this way, doesn't it? Whenever I'm ready to go ahead and draw it for you guys, that's when it's going to mess up. Right click, continue. Hold down my control. I'm going to move it. I'm going to go ahead and color it. Now I'm going to click projected. Project this one here. Not sure why it wasn't working before. I did the exact same thing. But again, I want it to look like this. I'm going to hold down the control button. I didn't have to on this one. I'll just go ahead and drop it off here. Left click, right click, create. And now I can move it where I want it to be. Right, wherever it is that I want it to be. But really, I don't need this one. This I just used so that I could get the section. Right. I clicked on here. I want to go ahead and edit. I don't know if you remember before, but to edit this color, I want to go ahead and get it to be a different color so I can see it better. So let's just use white and use whatever scale I want. Maybe white wasn't the best, but you get the point. I didn't show it on here. Let's see if it allows us to do that on here. So needs a little bit more work, but I don't need this view. This is the view that I want. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to suppress right here. I'm going to suppress this view because that's not the view I want. I want to see this view right here. All right, so because on some of those I asked you to do a section view that looks like this, and that's the only way I have figured out how to do it to be able to get this section cut out the way I want, and you'll see that I think the stack and the wheel, I wanted you to do something like this on it. So you cut it out and then project what you want. You suppress whatever you don't want to see. And you can move this around wherever it is that you want. Okay, so detail. Say I want to do a detail of maybe this section here so I can get a dimension on it. All right, detail. You're either going to do a jagged or a smooth. I like the smooth. This really is up to you on which one that you like the best. I've done A, B, C seems okay. I'll leave it with that. I can either do a circle or a square, whatever's best for me. If I want it colored or not colored, right? Hidden lines or no hidden lines, decide all of that. And then I'm going to draw my circle. So I want it right here. All right, so I just clicked where I wanted my center point. Now I'm going to left click. Of course, that's acting weird. Detail, I want it on this one. I like everything the way it is. I'm going to try again. Draw my circle, left click, put it wherever I want it, left click, and I can move this depending on where I want my C, because sometimes I'll do it and it'll be like on my object and I don't want that. So make sure you drag it to where it looks good. This one I need to go ahead and drag up here because it was in my title block. So I went ahead and dragged it up there. If I want to double click, I can change any of the letters or words, whatever you want to do. Now whenever I'm ready to dimension, I go to annotate. And you guys have done the baseline and the chain, but I just want one dimension because I'm just trying to show you something. Now, I made this cow catcher in training, the very first thing that I had done. So my dimension is actually wrong on here, but I'm just showing you how to make this. I ignore the dimension. Yours hopefully is right. So once it kind of locks into place, I left click. All right, if I want to change something, say I want to put inches, or if there's, like on the circles, I can dimension 1, and on here I could put times 3 because there's 3 pegs. All right, I can type whatever I want at the end, and I click OK. Now, I'd like it to be a little closer to accurate. I know it's 0.05, but I'm going to go ahead and right-click on here. Okay, I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to go down to Precision. I'm going to go to 2 places after the decimal so that it'll make it to 0.04. And sometimes, no matter what you do, your dimension just needs to have a certain precision of 2 places or 3 places after the decimal, or a whole number. In that case, you just right-click and you change your precision. You've got different options that you can go through, and there's so much on Inventor that I'm not even teaching that you can go in and play with. Okay, you can change your text. All right, there's so many different things that you can do on it. That is interesting. I wonder if I can change that. Okay. And it doesn't allow me to do that. I was just curious. Of course, I don't want to teach y'all how to cheat, so that's a good thing it doesn't change it. So, okay, but that's how you do each of the different views. All right, so place views, annotate. All right, and like I said, just play with Inventor. There's so many things that it'll do that you're not even going to learn in this class, even though we're doing it for so long. All right, so hopefully this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.